Hi, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about observation diaries and why you should be using these if you're running a community project, a community interest company, and you are getting grant funding and you need to prove your impact of your project. So I'm going to show you this really easy tool to use. Trust me, you're going to find it so much easier in terms of collecting data and impact from your projects. You're going to find it really easy then to be able to evidence to your grant funders that you have hit your targets. So in this video I'm going to be going into that and telling you the benefits of using it. Before I get into that, please hit the subscribe button for everything to do with community interest companies, grant funding, social enterprises. If you're a community artist or running any kind of community project, then you're going to find a wealth of information here on this channel. If you would like more information and more support from me and more training from me, then go over to my website because I've got the CIC Tribe membership. CIC Tribe is a growing membership platform. It's got so much training and support. It's got various different experts that give masterclasses in it. It does so much. It also locks you in with a fantastic community of other social entrepreneurs as well. So go over to my website and join that. So let's talk about observation diaries. You probably remember, especially those of you who went to uni, about qualitative and quantitative research methods. Yeah. So often when we finish a project, when we're doing a community project, we'll dish out those feedback forms. And that is actually a very quantitative way of getting data. It basically allows you to say, well, 100% of participants were satisfied, 100% said they wanted to come again, and it gives you those sorts of basic data. That is great. It's absolutely fantastic. I want you to still do those. But we also need to add a qualitative research method because more and more the grant funders are asking us to demonstrate impact. And I have noticed particularly children in need want case studies, and also even the National Lottery Community Fund are asking us to demonstrate our impact. And that means we need to get that qualitative data and that research methods in place. So this is a super easy way to do it. So what is it? So I've done it here in my CIC project planner, which is designed to help people manage their projects from start to finish. It's got everything in it. I've been running these for a while, but I have only just added the observation diary to it. The reason why I've added the observation diary is because I could see that there was obviously a growing need for it. So that's why I've added it in here at the back. So what would you do? How would you collect an observation diary? Like what does it take? So basically it's literally that. It's an observation. So say you're running a youth workshop and you notice that a young person when he first comes is very withdrawn. He isn't talking to other kids. He isn't making eye contact with you. He's not asking you direct questions. So that might be your initial observation. And so you would maybe write that down. And then after maybe a couple of sessions, you may have noticed that he's really opened up. He's making eye contact with you. He's asking you direct questions. You can see his confidence growing. You can see that he's engaging with the children better. He's socializing better. His confidence has come up. So you'll notice little things about young people as you are just doing those workshops. So at the end of every session, I just want you to jot down a few notes of anything positive that you notice. So you would notice you don't need to use their names. You can just use their initials. People like children in need and stuff only ask for their initials. So you'd write down their initials and you'd basically say what the observation is, the progress that they've made, and just maybe even some quotes from them, things that you've noticed, things that they've said to you. So write down quotes. Quotes are a fantastic way of adding those into an evaluation. For instance, if little Johnny says at the end of the session, "This was the best day of my life," I had actually somebody say that on his session the other day, then obviously you write that quote down. So that's the type of things that you would get. So it's really your notes of your observations and their quotes. You may also get some quotes from potentially their parents. So maybe their parents come to pick them up and they say, "Oh, really noticed a massive improvement in his behaviour at home." You'd write that down. So you're going to write essentially those notes in an observation planner with their initials. Make sure you write the dates as well, so you collect some of that data for proof. If possible, of course, always try to get it recorded on audio, but that's not always possible. A lot of the time, these quotes are just said, in the moment. So you can't always get that. Also write a few other things about them. You might want to write their age, ethnicity, gender, stuff like that. Just a few other details as well. So say over the course of a year, you've done lots of these pages, you've got lots of kids' notes. Then what I would do is I would go and I would pick two very clear, very impactful case studies. And then I would draw up all your notes into a slightly larger report, like maybe a page long, even just a paragraph of a lot more detail of that case study. So you could say the background that they came from, what point they came to you at, and then you could talk about the progress that was made, the quotes, etc. So you would then put that in a case study. So that is a fantastic way to then give that to the grant funder at the end of the project. Another thing you could do with some of the quotes is you could make those a little bit more lively, have a photograph of the participant or the work that they've done and have the quote with it. You could make those look quite nice in, say, Canva or something, but that really brings your impact to life. You could also then transfer that over to social media, where you've got some of those observations, some of those quotes, again, going into a photo template visual for your social media. So again, that just gives that impact and that evidence to anybody going and having a look at your project. Remember, grant funders will look at your social media when they're evaluating your project. So I hope that helps give you some ideas about what you should be doing. So as I said, quantitative, data should be collected through feedback forms and all of that, but qualitative data is also essential, and that comes when it comes to observational diaries and also gaining quotes. So if you would like to buy one of these project planners, you can get one of those over on my website. I will put a link in this description. Thanks very much.